Hello and welcome back to Physical Science Online. Today we are doing a paper airplane lab. This video is intended to be a demo and to kind of explain some things for those that are going to be in class, or as a possible data source if you are at home all alone and not able to have somebody record you doing this, or it's a little bit too much work at your house. You can use this video as your data. But you should still make your own paper airplane. It's just fun to make paper airplanes, kind of throw them around the house. Don't hit your sibling or anything like that. Do be careful. But it's just kind of meant to be a fun day. So if you follow the directions, you're supposed to make your own paper airplane. There's all sorts of them out there. Foldandfly.com is a great one. Otherwise, YouTube also has some great ones. I actually use YouTube for the two that I will be demoing. Normally, you'd get into a group. The important part of having two people is that one person needs to be the thrower and one person needs to be the recorder. I'll show you the setup for that in just a little bit. So even if you're doing it at home, you somehow need a second person or to set up your camera just right like I'm doing in order to get the video to work properly. And then you're going to just record your data and use your data to fill in this data table. Actually, there's a Google Sheets version of this table that's going to self-generate a lot of stuff for you this time around, and then answer some lab questions and you're done. So here's the setup. Hopefully you're going to be able to hear me the whole way. If not, I'll come back and explain things a few times. But if you can just barely see it, on my cabinets on the far side of the wall, you can see these blue strips. I'm trying to line it up with my finger. Right here, somewhere right here. There's blue strips every meter on the far wall. I had to do it from the opposite side of the room so I could capture the whole screen. And that's your distance. So if you use the video, you can actually use the timestamps. So let's say I throw the paper airplane at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Well, then you can use that as your point zero, as your time zero, and see like 1 second later how far does it go, or half a second later how far does it go. I think YouTube lets you get down that specific. If it doesn't, you can estimate as well. You can like pause it at different points and be like, oh, this is a half a second, and it's fine. It's not as important that you're as accurate today as just that you get some data, put it in that sheet. That being said, let me give you two examples of paper airplanes. I hope they both work. We'll see here. So point zero, this side of the room, I got my paper airplane ready to go, and we'll see if I can get a good toss. Throwing from point zero right now. That one wasn't bad. Went almost 8 meters. Depends on what you call a paper airplane. This one, second one's a paper UFO more so. It's a little bit harder to toss. Oh, it went pretty good too. So there's two examples that you can kind of get. Even if it's not perfect, it's fine. I'll try them again just to give you two more examples that you could use. Maybe I'll get some better tosses this time. Okay, point zero. My airplanes like to go to the right. Oh, that was an epic fail. So there you go. There's some examples that you could use. I know they didn't go the full 10 meters. That's fine. They normally don't in class anyways, but you can get some data from that video. I think I have just enough time here to show you. Then you can enter your data into this data table that's provided to you, and it auto-generates. So you always start at 0.00, and then maybe let's say in 0.5 seconds, it went 1 meter, and then by 1 second, it was at 1.5 meters, and this thing is going to auto-generate fill in your table and make your graph for you. So that's the cool thing about this auto generator. And there you go. There's your lab with some possible data options. Have fun making paper airplanes, but also pay attention to how it affects your position, your velocity, your acceleration, and your graph. That's the purpose of today's lab. Thank you very much. Have a good day.